How are you today? I am so ready to go on a forest adventure. Are you? So excited to see who is in our forest book. Okay, this book is called The Nutty Nut Chase. I wonder if it's about eating nuts. Let's find out, friends. Hickory was making rude faces at Pecan when the strangest thing happened. Pop! Oh, what is that, friends? A shiny brown nut suddenly burst up from the ground. It wobbled up and shook, wobbled and quivered, then lay there. Teasingly delicious. Oh, I wonder what it is, friends. Wow! Lunch! Pecan shouted. Wow! Lunch and dinner! Hickory screeched. It's my nut, said Pecan. It's mine, snapped Hickory. Uh-oh. Not like they're fighting over the nut. They should share. Right, friends? That's probably the best option. My nut, Pecan shouted. It's mine, Hickory yelled. I saw it first. Did not. Did so. Bop his nose, shouted Little Rabbit. Certainly not. Bopping noses doesn't even solve problems, said Badger firmly. There will be a competition and the winner will get the nut. So you see Badger there and Rabbit. They're trying to solve the nut problem. They should just share though, friends, right? That's the best way to do things is if we share. That's the best. I know, said Hedgehog. The prickliest wins the nut. But you're the prickliest, said Pecan and Hickory. So I am, said Hedgehog, delighted. I win! I get the nut! Cuddliest gets the nut, said Little Rabbit. I win! Enough, said Badger. We will have a race. First to reach the post wins. Hooray! A race! Everyone cheered. Okay, friends, so they're going to have a race to see who is the winner and gets the nut. Blackbird whistled the start of the race. They were off. Pecan and Hickory shot ahead, but the rabbits were close behind. Hedgehog tried to run, but only managed a waddle. In a huff, he curled himself into a ball and rolled full speed down the slope. Uh-oh, you see him coming, friends? Wonder what's going to happen. Littlest Rabbit looked back to see Prickly Ball spinning toward them. Look out! He called. Too late. Uh-oh. Hedgehog crashed through the racers like a cannonball, and everyone landed in the prickly heap. Oh, dear, tuttered Badger. We'll have to start again, and prickly cannonballs are not allowed. Hedgehog snorted and sulked off. He wasn't very happy. Blackbird whistled, and they were off again. Pecan and Hickory were neck and neck. My nut, shouted Pecan triumphantly. I win. No, shouted Hickory. It's mine. I win. Suddenly, the nut began to move. It twitched and jerked, joggled and jiggled until plop! It disappeared down into the ground. It's a magic nut, shouted Littlest Rabbit. Nutty magic, squealed Hedgehog, racing back to see. Bet it would have tasted magic too, said Shrew. Uh-oh, where'd the nut go? Pop! The nut sprang up right in front of Shrew. Quick, grab it, shouted Littlest Rabbit. All the animals shot across the grass, rolling and shrieking and jumping and hopping and banging and bopping into each other. I've got it, shouted Hedgehog, but the nut vanished again. That's my nose, Shrew squeaked. Wonder where the nut went. Do you know, friends? Shh, said Badger. Suddenly, look! He pointed at the magic nut and it appeared at his feet. Everyone tiptoed up to it. The nut shook and quivered. The animals looked in amazement. "Help!" squealed the nut. "Ah!" shrieked Little Rabbit. "A talking nut." "You're a talking nut," said Pecan. Do you think it's a nut, friends? Let's find out. Pecan and Hickory bent down and pulled and tugged and yanked and wrenched at the nutshell with all their might. Pop! Out flew the nutshell, sending Pecan and Hickory rolling backwards, and there where the nut had been was a mole. You see him? Mole shook himself and stood up on his two tiny legs. "Thanks," he said. "I thought I would be stuck in the nutshell forever." Littlest Rabbit put the empty shell on his head. "It makes a great hat," she giggled. "That looked like the tastiest nut ever," groaned Pecan and Hickory. "There's plenty more where that came from," chirped Mole, and he disappeared underground. So that whole time, it was Mole. He was stuck inside the nut. How silly of those friends to fight over a silly nut. Suddenly, shiny nuts began popping up all over the place. "There's enough for everyone," Mole chuckled. "Pop, pop, pop." "Magic!" shouted Hickory. "Magic!" shouted Pecan. "Nutty magic!" everyone shouted. And they all munched with delight. So they all got some nuts after all. They shouldn't fight over one silly nut. There's probably more that can be found. So friends, remember, we need to share. We can't fight over silly little things like nuts or toys. We have to share with our family and our friends. And we learned about new forest animals today. We met a badger, we met a mole, we met a squirrel and a rabbit. It was so much fun, friends. I can't wait till our next adventure. Have a great day. Bye.